Hey group, good day to you. So today we have a cooking class. What we're going to be doing today is kind of something simple, so you can recreate it any way you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making a sandwich, which is something easy. I figure the closer we get to program, this is something that we can all do together. You know, just to have a sandwich, you make it like the day before or something like that when it comes to having lunch prepared and everything like that. What I'm going to use is that right now I have some stuff from my garden. So I have some of the lettuce that is really kind of gone. We've been eating salads and stuff with it. But I have enough for a sandwich. We've been harvesting our tomatoes, so I'm going to put some fresh tomatoes. Look at that beauty right there. And then I've got my other stuff as well ready to go. So the first thing you do want to do is when you have your lettuce is you want to make sure that you wash it, kind of pick off any brown spots, things like that you don't want, and just kind of toss those. But you want to wash it, make sure that, it's dirt. Even if you buy it at the store, a lot of the times, they package it, but a lot of other stuff still gets on it. And some of it, it might have chemicals and things like that you don't want on your lettuce. So it's best to always just kind of wash it off with cold water, never warm water. That'll make it wilt more. But you definitely want to use some cold water and just kind of rinse it off real fast, get some of the extra dirt particles off and things like that. And I definitely have to wash mine off because it came, right out from outside and out of the ground. So again, wash your lettuce first. Got myself some Dijon mustard. And I like condiments on mine, so I also got myself some sour cream. This is lactose-free sour cream. So, if any of you have problems with milk, you can always get this stuff. This Green Valley is actually really great. It might be lactose-free, but it still tastes just like sour cream. It tastes wonderful. Of course, gotta have my cheese though. So, I'm not that lactose intolerant, but have some cheese. Extra sharp cheddar. And I got myself some Boar's Head all-natural Tuscan turkey. It looks like it's pepper turkey, so it's going to have some nice flavor right in there. Alright, so again, this is called mise en place. I want to have everything ready to go, set up. So I've got my bread here, I've got my salt and pepper here, I've got everything else ready to go here. First thing I like to do is get ready, and then move this stuff around a little bit, and I want to toast my bread. What happens is, especially if you're going to have it sit overnight for the next day, like if you're making this as a sandwich for tomorrow, then the good thing is that this will help keep kind of crunch with the bread. If you put it on soggy bread and this tomato, it's going to leak out a little bit. So the more it leaks out, the soggier the bread's going to get, and then it doesn't, for me, I don't like mushy bread. So, I always like to toast it, so I make sure this is on toast. I want it up about 350, and then we're just going to go ahead and toast. All right. So as I get this going, we start working on some other things. Well, let's slice up our tomato. So it's just a little one. This is like a one-person tomato, one sandwich tomato, which is perfect. So first things first is I want to core it and kind of get rid of this middle area here. So I want to get rid of this because that is not really edible. That would not be good on a sandwich. So what you're going to do is you're going to make an incision right around here. And then you're just going to go all the way around and down. And you're going to cut around and then it'll pop right off. And I'll show you that part. So we're going to start. We're going to go in. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife. Down and around. And there you go, you see? Now it's just going to pop right out. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I got to get a little bit more right here. Just slice through. And then you got yourself a cored tomato. So it's nice and cored up. Then what you're going to do is take this and we're going to toss it. We don't need that anymore. Alright, now that that's tossed, what we're going to do is I'm going to slice this in half. Actually, no, I'm not. I want nice slices this way. So what I usually do is I make a little indentation at the top with my knife. This way you know you get a nice cut. If you have a nice sharp knife like this one, it'll cut right through. And the next part, little indentation, slice right down and through. Another indentation, slice nice and down through. Last one, little indentation, and slice nice down and through, and you've got yourself a beautiful tomate ready to go. Nice and spread out just like that. See? That's what you want. So we got that ready to go for my sandwich. Alright, I'm done with this, so I'm going to rinse it off. Put it in the sink. And have that ready to go to wash so that everything's kind of done and ready to go, you know, after you're finished. Now I want to check on my bread, see? So you do one thing, make sure that you check on the other things that you're doing. So I'm going to open this up, take a look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the bread now. So it's got some nice marks on that side, so you flip it to the other side so that it's nice and even. And then if this doesn't want to close, push it with a knife. You don't want to touch it with your hands. Don't want to touch it with your hands, that's hot. But then we're going to let that go for a little bit longer. So next what we'll do is we'll get some cheese. Now, this is the end of the block of cheese. So what we're going to have to do is, most of the time I like to slice it this way, but it's not really going to work that way because I could really cut one of my fingers with the slicer. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice it this way. So instead of going this way, which I could cut my finger with, you go this way to keep your fingers way far back. You know, very far back, and then just slice down. They're different looking slices, but then you can just go through and slice one. And it depends on how much cheese you like. You know, I like a good amount, but I don't want the cheese to overpower any other flavors because I want to taste this tomato. I want to taste everything on the sandwich. So I'm going to do one more, and then we're good with the cheese. Now, it looks like my toast is good, so I'm just going to turn it off. And I'll keep it nice and warm in there, so we'll just leave that there. And you take your cheese, put it back, and I still got enough for a couple more sandwiches. Maybe put it with some pasta. I like cheese with pretty much everything. That's the downfall of mine. I'm going to put my cheese away. If you work as you go, then things become a lot easier. You know, then you have a lot more to play with. Alright, so now we're ready to start to assemble. So now I do need my bread. So what I'm going to do is I don't really want this bread to get any of that juiciness that's here on the board. So I'm going to wipe down the board to make sure that that bread stays dry. Now that the board is wiped down, we can start assembling. I don't want to touch any of that, but there we go. So I get my bread, it's ready to go. What I also do is anytime I'm done with a device like this, what I want to do is I want to unplug it. I just like that, just to be safe, make sure everything's off. Safety first, that's what we want. It's nice and safe. Alright, so next thing's next. What we're going to do is we're going to apply our Dijon mustard. So, I got my butter knife. This part's easy. Pop the lid. Stir it around a little bit. And you don't want too much of this. This stuff is actually pretty strong. So we're going to put this down on one piece of the bread. That might be a little too much. But let's see. After we spread, we'll know for sure. Oh, no, that looks pretty good. Oh, some fell off and got on the cheese. It's alright, cheese is going on the sandwich anyway. There we go. Spread that on nice. Can really smell that Dijon. Alright, so we got our Dijon down. I'm going to rinse off the knife real fast. Waste not, want not. I don't need a whole new knife to take some of this nice sour cream that we were talking about earlier. We're going to get some of it. We're going to put that on the other slice of bread. So you get these nice contrasting flavors. Put the lid back on here. So you get the niceness of the mustard on one. And what I like is just a little bit of salt to go with the sour cream. Because you're really going to get, I mean, the meat's already kind of peppered. Then you've got this nice Dijon mustard, which is kind of peppered. So a little bit of salt really helps with that. All right. And we're going to spread this around. Ooh, I definitely got too much of this. Yeah. I've already salted it, so we can't put it back. Well, we'll just have extra. No, that doesn't look too bad. We just want it to look even. All right. There you go. I'm going to rinse off this. Put that right there. Okay, next thing's next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the cheese down. Now, the reason I do this is because, again, I want to protect the bread from getting too soggy. So the cheese kind of, if you put that down on top of the sour cream, it kind of acts as a barrier. You know, it protects this, it doesn't soak into the bread. What it's going to do is going to help kind of block some of that moisture from the tomatoes from getting into the bread. So put down all this cheese. It's going to be a very cheesy sandwich, which is fine with me. Boom, there you go. You got your cheese down. Now what I'm going to do on the other side, which is also to protect, and this is why you dry your lettuce, is I'm going to put my lettuce on that side. I've got my lettuce nice and dried, and I'm going to put my lettuce down on top of the Dijon mustard side. Get all this lettuce, get it right in there. Actually have more than I thought I was going to have, which is nice. It's nice roughage, and it also gives it a little bit of texture, a little bit of crunch. So when you bite into that sandwich, it's going to... And it's two different types of lettuce. We've got butter lettuce here and a little bit of romaine. So you'll have a little bit of contrasting flavors, a little bit of bitterness and sour from the romaine, and then you're going to have from the butter just kind of nice, soft, unctuous flavors. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the meat. So I'm going to take this meat. I think I'll probably only need to use, let's see, a couple of slices. So here's one. Going to push that down just a little bit. And I got this from the deli. I really like this stuff. So this should be enough meat, these two pieces here. I really like the deli meat. From there, it's more flavorful, and it's more naturally sourced. That means, it kind of comes straight from a farm, as opposed to farms and additives aren't really added to it. It's a lot more local, so that's what we want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our tomatoes. So there's one. These are nice chunky slices too. There's two. There's three. And there's four. I'm going to leave that last slice for myself, so after I'm going to have a nice slice of tomato. Alright. Now I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on these tomatoes. Just a little bit. Not too much, because again, we've already got salt over here, we've already got pepper over here. Now the fun part is just combining these two together. Wabap. And you've got yourself a beautiful sandwich. Ooh, cheese is falling out everywhere. Let me show you that. This is a better shot of it. There you go. That is a good looking sandwich. That'll keep you full. What I do like to do, I will do it now. Show you. I'm going to slice it in half. What I usually would use is a knife, a bigger knife like this. That way I can just kind of cut right down and just kind of, and it'll cut right through. So you're gonna, oh, it's all falling out though, so you gotta be careful. Make sure everything's in there. Give it a little bit of a slice. Kind of cut down in there. Once you get about halfway down, then boom, you cut it apart. And there you go. Now I'm done with these. And I'll show you. Got yourself a nice sliced sandwich right down the middle there. And ready to go for, well, for me today. But when I get back to program, this is what I'll do the night before. I put this in my little tin so that I have that ready for lunch the next day. The good thing is it saves me money. You know, I'm not buying stuff. I'm not going out to, Jack in the Box, things like that, or even Subway or anything like that. When you can make, and it's a lot more cost effective. It's a lot cheaper to do it this way. You know, you buy the bread in bulk, everything like that, make it yourself, and you've got yourself something that's even better than a lot of the times the sandwiches you're going to get that somebody else makes. Who can make a sandwich better for yourself than you? Only you. Other people, they like it their way. They have their own ideas, especially behind the counter. This, I know I'll love. Anyway, well, it's been fun cooking with you. Again, I look forward to it. If you make a sandwich today, just show me what you made. And, take a picture of it. Send it over to me. I'd love to see it. Any sandwich you want, really. But make a sandwich that's you, something that you would like. And then when we get back to program, something that you would like to be eating when you're at program. And just have it down and ready to go. Again, you set up your Mise en Place. This is going to be an easy cleanup. And you're done and ready to go. All right. I miss y'all. Peace. And I will talk to you soon. And hopefully see you even sooner.